Mariah the Scientist is officially back. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Music Reviews Season 11. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Guys, we got a good episode for you today. You know, I haven't talked about some R&B in quite a while, and I won't say quite a while. We did an R&B episode last week. But hey, we might as well do another one because the R&B artists are finally dropping music. They finally woke up and decided to release. Thank God, because guys, this fucking content drought is absolutely fucking my brain up. But we do got some bangers that we're going to talk about today, and we got Mariah the Scientist, Burning Blue. This is a new song. Mariah the Scientist hasn't been out for a while. Let's be real, the music just, hasn't really came out, but her last album, was pretty good. Now, I really have listened to Mariah the Scientist only a few times. I'll be real, guys. I don't really listen to her music that much. But if every song is going to be sounding like Burning Blue, if there's going to be more bangers like Burning Blue, then, hey, I might be listening to her more than I thought I was. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about it. Starting off with the beat. I really do enjoy this beat. I think this beat has a really great, it has great leveling. It has great, sequence. And we're really going to talk about it today, guys, because, a lot of songs that I've been listening to recently, because I review a lot of new music that comes out, there's always this problem of not letting these songs build out, not letting these songs really fully get the show. And, sometimes instrumentals can sound so good, but it feels lackluster, or it feels like I'm wanting more. I'm not going to lie to y'all. When the first part of the song came on, I wasn't really rocking with it. Because I thought, the instrumental was really low. We were really relying on that bass. We were relying on that violin on the back end, not really having much. Kind of letting the effects and Mariah's, vocals really do the show. I do like the background vocals, but they were really less into the beginning. So, this beginning part I didn't really enjoy until I understood what I was listening to. Because, I'm so used to R&B music in the newer age, and when I cover it, not having these moments of letting instrumentals actually build out. These instrumentals are really short until, barely 2 minutes. Hell, guys, I listened to a 4-bat song recently, and I'm not going to say the name. Actually, I will say the name because I remember it. Mortal Kombat. It was called Mortal Kombat. And, I wasn't expecting a beat switch on that song because 4-bats chooses such beats that are so short. Only 1 minute, 2 minute songs. Fucking TikTok songs. That's why 4-bats blew up. And hey, I'm not ever going to knock the TikTok, song bag. But, I'm going to be knocking it when I listen to every single new song that comes out each week. And they're trying to, compete for that. Make the song barely 2 minutes. What the fuck are we doing? Holy shit. I swear. It's like you listen to the first part of the song and then the second part goes completely downhill. That's something that I don't want in my music. That's something that I'm not going to enjoy. So, you have a song like this that's actually really building out and actually providing really great value to the listener because this song is slowly building these elements up. And let's get into it now because I'm really happy because this song is almost 4 minutes long. And that's when I looked at it and I said, all right. I'm actually listening to a song that really wants to, fold out and tell a complete story chapter by chapter. So let's get into it now. First of all, I really enjoy, as Mariah continues to sing on this track, she gets even more with her vocals. There's so many different vocal switch-ups. That just brings so much enjoyability to R&B music. It's one of the main things about R&B music is ability to switch up your singing, ability to keep the audience, engaged with your song because, the vocals are absolutely going insane and absolutely providing great value. It just makes you want to keep listening to the song over and over and over again, and that's really goddamn enjoyable. So also, guys, one of the things that I do enjoy is when the violin gets to shine a little bit more, when the background vocals get to rise. And I do love the moments where we get those instrumental switch ups come in and they just really brings out this beat, really just makes it, where I'm like, oh shit, this beat has a lot of layers to it. And I love the layers that we have here. But not everything is the beat, guys. So let's move on and talk about the first verse from Mariah the Scientist. First of all, the flow. The flow of this song absolutely is so good. I like the slow, singing. Kind of reminds me of some older R&B songs that you might be listening to. And it has that vibe to it, the slow singing, but also adding, vocals in the back to rise up that singing and to make that singing, have a little bit more oomph to it, have a little bit more depth to it, and actually, enjoyable. So many times you be listening to a song, a newer R&B song, and they can't sing like that. They can only rely on those samples. They can only rely on those background vocals. They can't carry them throughout the song. A lot of Summer Walker tracks be having that same vibe to it. We want to rely on the background elements, but Mariah the Scientist can really, say, I like the background elements, but they're not the mainstay of the track. It's not a SZA song. The SZA song, we're going to rely on those background vocals. And, that's what you get sometimes. So, I like that, we get a song here from Burning Blues that actually, has some great vocal complexity to it. Actually has some really good singing here. The passion on the vocals with the hook, adding that with those background vocals just go absolutely fucking insane. I mean, hey, this beats this fucking first verse. This hook is like if I walked into a bakery and I got the freshest goddamn loaf of bread. The layers of that goddamn bread is just gonna hit different than what I'm gonna fucking buy at a goddamn dollar store. I mean, hell goddamn no, brother. And also, I really do enjoy the fact that also, guys, we also get a bridge. I can't believe in 2025 the bridge is finally coming back with newer music. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes, finally. We're not just relying on the hook for the whole goddamn song. We're not just, cut and copy the goddamn hook every fucking where. We actually got some shit that, goes insane in my opinion. I mean, hell yeah, brother. I mean, Lord. That's a really great thing. So I really do enjoy that. But that second verse is when, Mariah the Scientist really picks up on the song, really picks up with the vocals. The vocals get even better. I like the mid-vocal switch-ups that she does, just adds some more enjoyability to the track. And then we get that bridge. And this is when, damn. I guess I never knew Mariah the Scientist could really sing like this. Maybe she has sung really good like this in the past. But, holy shit. That vocal switch up with that bridge, with the snapping, with the violin starting to really rise up and really start singing such great fucking vocals. I mean, holy shit. These vocals are off the goddamn charts. I mean, gonna have you, slamming your head back, listening to the goddamn track because the vocals just go absolutely insane. I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. Hey, this bridge right here, and then it transitions nicely to the hook. And the final hook is actually a little different because, I've always been, I guess advocating for this because I really want, the final hook to fucking have an instrumental switch up. Holy shit. God forbid that, you just want the instrumental to have a little bit more to it at the end of the hook. I mean, holy shit. It's such a hard thing to ask these days from artists. So I like that the final hook, we actually get a fucking instrumental switch up. And the violin gets to, do more of the work here. It really just carries this track forward. And overall, when we talk about this song, guys, when we talk about, Burning Blue, I think this is a great R&B track, and I think you should check it out if you haven't. I enjoyed this song. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, guys. What you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.